Hi folks, this is Jay. We're going to be just looking at this book, Rage Against God by Peter Hitchens. We're going to be looking at this book from time to time, and I recommend you get the book. It's published by Continuum, New York, and I'm just going to read a snippet from the book. And he tells us why he's written the book. I want to explain how I became convinced by reason experience of the necessity and rightness of a form of Christianity that is modest, accommodating and thoughtful, but ultimately uncompromising about its vital truth. I hope very much that by doing so I can at least cause those who consider themselves to be atheists to hesitate over their choice. I also hope to provide Christian readers with insights they can use the better to understand their unbelieving friends, and so perhaps to sow some small seeds of doubt in the minds of those friends. I then intend to address the fundamental failures of three atheist arguments, namely, the conflicts fought in the name of religion are always about religion, that it is ultimately possible to know with confidence what is right and what is wrong without acknowledging the existence of God, and that atheist states are not actually atheist. Beyond this, I harbour no ambition to mount a comprehensive rebuttal of arguments of such prominent atheists as Professor Richard Dawkins or my brother Christopher. I am of course concerned especially about Christopher. His passion against God, about which he used to say much less, grew more virulent and confident during the years while I was making my gradual hesitant way back to the old rail. As he has become more certain about the non-existence of God, I have become more certain that we cannot know such a thing in the way that we know anything else, and so must choose whether to believe or not. I think it better by far to believe. I do not seek to thunder as he does, or to answer fury with fury or scorn with scorn. I do not loathe atheists as Christopher claims to loathe believers. I am not angered by their failure to see what appears obvious to me. I understand that they see differently. I do not think that they have reason for their belief, as I have reason for mine, which are the real foundations of this argument. It is my belief that passions as strong as his are more likely to be countered by the unexpected force of poetry, which can ambush the heart at any time. I am grateful even so for the opportunity to challenge his certainties. It is also my view that, as with all atheists, he is his own chief opponent. As long as he convinces himself, nobody else will persuade him. As I hope I shall make clear, his arguments are to some extent internally coherent, and are a sort of explanation, if not the best explanation, of the world and the universe. Though he often assumes that moral truths are self-evident, attributes purpose to the universe, and swerves dangerously round the problem of conscience, which surely cannot be conscience if he is right, he is astonishingly unable to grasp that these assumptions are problems for his argument. This inability closes his mind to a great part of the debate, and so makes his atheist faith insuperable for as long as he himself chooses to accept it. The difficulties of this anti-theist began when they try to engage with anyone who does not agree with them, and when their reaction is often a frustrated rage that the rest of us are so stupid. But what if that is not the problem? Their refusal to accept that others might be as intelligent as they, yet disagree, leads them into many snares. I tend to sympathize with them. I too have been angry with opponents who require me to re-examine my opinions. I had embraced more through passion than through reason. I too have felt the unsettling lurch beneath my feet as the solid ground of my belief has shifted. I do not know if they have also experienced what often follows, namely a long self-deceiving attempt to ignore or belittle truths which would upset a position in which I had long been comfortable. In some ways, even worse, it was a position held by almost everyone I knew, liked or respected, people who would be shocked and perhaps hostile, mocking, or contemptuous if I gave in to my own reason. But I suspect that they have experienced this form of doubt, and I suspect that the hot and stinging techniques of their arguments, the occasional profanity, and the persistent impatience and scorn are useful to them as they once were to me in fending it off. And yet, in the end, while it may be convinced others, my own use of such techniques did not convince me. So that's good. That's like the psychology of atheism there, like the Hitchens slap and the aggressive Hitchens style that the new atheism has. Peter Hitchens in this book is saying he's had that as well, but he used it as a way of hiding from the real arguments and the real issues. And so atheists, we're going to be reading this book from time to time over the next couple of days and weeks ahead. I'll be dipping into it, and I hope that you get the book and you read it and we can discuss it, and hope it's going to be a blessing. I'm off into Manchester now, going to do some street preaching with some friends, so if you get this video, Christians, please be praying for me, and hope to see you all tonight on Blog TV, and it should be good to see you talking about intelligent design. So God bless you, and love to everybody.